Only eat raw foods for an entire day. A part of me feels like this isn't safe, but as always, challenge accepted.
Now to begin this challenge, I started my day by drinking a raw egg, and it may have been the worst thing I've ever done. In hopes of saving my insides, I then channeled my inner turtle and had a very raw lunch. For dinner, I had uncooked salmon that I actually ordered through this Postmates Don't cookbook. Then to end the day, I had 2 scoops of cookie dough for dessert. And now we say a prayer that I don't die after today.
Only eat burritos for an entire day. This kind of feels more like a reward, but challenge accepted.
To begin this challenge, I had a breakfast burrito that was basically the size of my face. For lunch, I decided to get a little crazy and try a poke burrito, and it was absolutely delicious. For dinner, I went back to basics with one of these famous turkey wet burritos. As if I hadn't already had enough, I then ended the day with this dessert chocolate burrito. And now my stomach is not feeling so neato.
Only drink coffee creamer for an entire day. This is kind of weird, but challenge accepted.
Now there's a few ways I could have done this challenge. I could have just drank in the creamer plain or added it to black coffee, but I wanted to think outside the box, so I decided to add it to cereal, oatmeal, and ramen. Speaking of thinking outside the box, Chobani's actually encouraging fans to do just that by submitting their own coffee cream flavor idea on ChobaniCoffeeCreamer.com. I'm setting the vibe to come up with the best flavor because the winner will win $75,000. So what are you waiting for? Go start dreaming.
Only eat healthy food for an entire day. I mean, I'd rather not, but challenge accepted.
Now I know this could come as a surprise since you're used to watching me eat like this, but I actually do enjoy eating healthy. I do have a small, and by small I mean massive, phobia of fruit, but when it comes to vegetables, I'm a huge fan because they're pretty easy to hide. For example, a cauliflower crust pizza, or even these veggies made great chocolate muffins. You would have no idea, but these muffins are made of zucchinis and carrots. With items like this, kids today have no reason to be afraid of vegetables.
Only eat wings for an entire day. These are getting crazy, but challenge accepted.
Now to make this challenge happen, I decided to order myself this epic spread from Jolene's Wings. I'm talking all flavors: Nashville hot, buffalo, sweet chili, Cajun, kung pao, and parmesan. Mixed with the sauces and sides, this is a new essential wing delivery in town. You can place your order at jolenes.com.
Only eat chocolate-covered foods for an entire day. My dentist is going to hate me, but challenge accepted.
To begin this fudging day, I started my morning a little bit bougie with 2 chocolate-covered Belgian waffles. I then decided to take advantage of the best part of Valentine's Day, which is when all the candy goes 50% off the day after. To follow this up, I figured I could do chocolate-covered strawberries or almonds, but then I thought that was kind of boring, so I ordered chocolate-covered crickets. I always thought chocolate could make anything taste good, but today I learned that is not the truth.
Only eat barbecue foods for an entire day. This has been very requested, so challenge accepted.
Now, I didn't really know what to have for breakfast, so I decided to go with barbecue wings and buffalo fries. For lunch, I had a delicious barbecue chicken pizza and found this very interesting barbecue wing soda. When it was time for dinner, I knew I needed to say holy cow, so I got myself the most insane spread of all things barbecue. I've never eaten so much meat, but I couldn't give up. The stakes were too high.
Only eat spicy Mexican food for an entire day. I am such a wimp with spice, but challenge accepted.
To light up this fiery challenge, I started my day with an extra spicy chorizo scramble. I then Postmated myself spicy carrots and spicy salsa and made my way to have this massive feast at Resident Taco. It was all fun and games until I tried their everything salsa and basically burnt away all my taste buds. In hopes of trying to recover, I then had a spicy margarita, a crazy cucumber, an apple, and a Diablito shaved ice. After today, I really wish I looked as hot as my insides feel.
Only eat emoji foods for an entire day. This may be really hard, but as always, challenge accepted.
Now this challenge started pretty simple with these adorable and delicious emoji cookies. However, it then got a little more intense when I drove 2 hours to this place that makes cotton candy art. To fit this challenge, I went with a unicorn and a dog. As if that wasn't insane enough, I then ended the day with this epic poop emoji cake. And just like that, challenge completed. I feel like I deserve this.
Only eat space food for an entire day. Challenge accepted.
Now to make this challenge happen, I spent an embarrassing amount of money on a bunch of products that the internet told me astronauts eat. I started with these ration bars that will last 5 years and were honestly kind of good. I then had a freeze-dried breakfast skillet and almost projectile vomited because I did not read the directions, so I had no idea I was supposed to add boiling water. We're just gonna pretend that there's a Starbucks in space because I then had to go get boiling water and add it to the rest of my freeze-dried foods. Yummy. Speaking of yummy, I then ended the day with a Neapolitan freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. All this food may have been edible, but it was not out of this world.
Only eat like The Rock for an entire day. Challenge accepted.
To begin this aggressive day of eating, I knew I had to try The Rock's signature brick French toast for breakfast. As if that wasn't insane enough, I then was inspired by this interesting pasta bagel combination for my lunch. I washed that down with a swig of The Rock's tequila and then channeled my inner Rock's cheat day meal with this massive sushi platter. To end the day, I made my freezer look just like The Rock's by filling it with his favorite ice cream from Salt and Straw. The harsh reality is no matter how much I eat like this Rock, I feel like the only Rock I'm ever gonna look like is this one.
Only eat quesadillas for the entire day. Okay, Chipotle, challenge accepted.
Now I decided to use this challenge to get out of my comfort zone and try new things. So first I tried a barbacoa quesadilla and then a sofritas quesadilla. For dinner I decided to get really wild and mix my hot sauce with my sour cream to make Chipotle's infamous dragon sauce. It was the most delicious combo. I was so sad when it was over. I really wanted it to drag on.
Only eat seafood for the entire day. I'm ready to dive in, so challenge accepted.
To begin this challenge, I was going to try to eat at the celebrity hotspot Nobu Malibu. But since I'm not a Kardashian, I couldn't get a reservation, so I ended up postmating myself a fish fillet from the McDonald's across the street. I then tried my first ever lobster roll at Cousin's Maine Lobster, and it was one of the best meals of my entire life. Finally, to end the day, I decided to get my hands nice and dirty with this huge crab feast. I realized this challenge wasn't that hard though, because I'm always on a seafood diet. When I see food, I eat it.
Only eat edibles for an entire day. Challenge accepted.
To begin this challenge, I had 2 drinks that were made with edible flowers inside of the ice cube. I then had 2 scoops of edible cookie dough and made my way to the home of all things edible at Edible Arrangements. From the chocolate to the cookies to the popcorn, these are definitely the only edibles I want to be eating.
Only eat foods that are rolled for an entire day. It's time to rock and roll because challenge accepted.
To get the ball rolling on this challenge, I started my morning with 2 croissants, a cinnamon roll, and a cannoli. I then needed something healthy, so I grabbed a salad and sweet potatoes and decided to roll them up in my favorite cheese tortillas. I realized the rolled possibilities were pretty endless when you have amazing flour tortillas, so I made myself a rolled hamburger. At first I didn't know what I was going to do for this challenge, but I'm so glad I just rolled with it.
Only eat Oreos for an entire day. I may be double stuffed after this, but challenge accepted.
To begin this challenge, I had a very balanced breakfast with 10 deep fried Oreos. I then received a box of rare and exotic Oreo flavors from different countries. They were all insanely delicious, but it really made me crave some milk. So I decided to go on a little milkshake taste test to see which fast food place had the best cookies and cream milkshake. It came down between Jack in the Box and McDonald's, but it ended up being the McFlurry for me.
Only eat tortillas for an entire day. Challenge accepted.
With Cinco de Mayo around the corner, I decided to make this tortilla eating celebration even more fun with Chi-Chi's Tortillas. They named me their chief tortilla officer, so I decided to make tacos, burritos, and more with all their different variations of tortillas. The makers of Chi-Chi's products bring the fiesta to the table, adding a flavorful kick to every occasion. Now, as the chief tortilla officer, I gotta say, that's a wrap.
Only eat Peeps for an entire day. I'm not too hoppy about this, but challenge accepted.
To begin this excellent day, I had the most insane Peeps pancake. I feel like somebody should check on the Easter Bunny because this pancake looked like he threw up all over it. I then had 4 Peeps cupcakes and decided to put my sugar high to good use by trying to crack open this chocolate egg. It was pretty exhausting, but once I finally did it, I was hoppier than the Easter Bunny after his final backyard.
Only eat honey for an entire day. This should be sweet, so challenge accepted.
Now, at first I was just going to drink honey for the entire day, but then I thought I should be more creative. So I found a really messy honeycomb ice cream, a piece of honey pie, and fried chicken that is cooked in 100% honey sauce. To reward myself for completing this challenge, I went to this adorable rooftop bar and got myself this honey bear cocktail, and it had me feeling buzzed.
Ever since I said that I had a phobia of fruit, my comments have been filled with people asking me to only eat fruit, and I guess today is the day that I finally say, challenge accepted.
For a little bit of context, this fear is all texture-based. For example, I love apple juice or a strawberry banana smoothie, but the thought of biting into an apple, strawberry, or banana is repulsing to me. My sisters did make me try a grape one time when I was 6, but I threw up everywhere. After all the requests though, I decided I should probably face my fears. But then I remembered,
it's April Fool's, so I actually don't have to do this. Maroon 5 just asked me to eat donuts for an entire day, so I have no choice but to say challenge accepted.
To make this challenge happen, I snuck into the kitchen of the iconic Randy's Donut. While I was back there, they even let me attempt to decorate my own donut. What they didn't tell me though was my tragic donuts were going to be compared to the new Maroon 5 donuts that look like this. But I do not care how bad mine looked because life is all about the beautiful mistakes.
Only eat burgers for an entire day. My stomach is saying cheese, so challenge accepted.
Now I know I could have just done the typical fast food burger route for this challenge, but what's the fun in that? Instead, I decided to find the most outrageous burgers I could. To begin, I had a California roll burger, which is a California roll on top of a burger. I then had my favorite vegan mac and cheese breakfast burger for lunch. For dinner, I had this delicious sunny side up burger. And for dessert, I fully fell in love when I had this ice cream burger on a deep fried brioche bun. All these hamburgers must have spent time at the gym because they had some nice buns.
Only eat pasta for an entire day. I mean, the weather today is cloudy with a chance of meatballs, so challenge accepted.
Now to make this challenge happen, I decided to take a trip to Italy. Well, kind of. You see, I found this place Uovo and all of their noodles are handmade in Italy and then shipped overnight. So I ordered 8 pasta dishes and sat there all day while eating and drinking wine. And sure, I was a little sad that I wasn't actually in Italy, but I was in Santa Monica, so I went over to Elefante and ordered their famous truffle pasta. And no, I never expected to eat 9 bowls of pasta in one day, but today showed me nothing's impossible.
Only eat waffles for an entire day. Let me grab my syrup because challenge accepted.
Now I started this challenge off very strong with a dulce de leche waffle, a cinnamon roll waffle, and a Nashville hot chicken waffle. I then went over to Atomic Creamery and quite literally lost my mind when I tried their chicken and waffles ice cream flavor. The amount of time and effort that they put into their flavors is remarkable, and you can really taste the quality. To make sure that I really crushed this challenge, I then ended the day with a massive spread of waffle sandwiches. But now I gotta go because I'm starting to feel a little waffle.
Only eat bacon for an entire day. This may be a little weird, but challenge accepted.
Now to start this greasy day of eating, I tried a bacon donut that was very salty. I then said a prayer for my cholesterol and had bacon avocado rice balls and a bacon wrapped hot dog that was also topped with more bacon. After all the salt, I needed something sweet. So I had candied beef bacon, a bacon pecan s'mores brownie, and a chocolate chip bacon souffle from the Bacon Guys. Well, this was fun, but if anyone needs me, I think I'm gonna go be a vegetarian.
Only eat green food for an entire day. Well, I am feeling pretty lucky today, so challenge accepted.
To kick off this challenge, I ordered a box of green donuts, but once they arrived, they looked a little bit suspicious. So instead, I decided to Postmate myself this sparkly green donut along with some green eggs. I then had this insane box of the green caviar California roll and a green kale noodle, followed by this green Lucky Charm ice cream and a green cone. To end the day, I got very lucky when I hit a pot of gold on top of my green nude. Now happy St. Patrick's Day. After all this green food diet, I wish my stomach good luck.
Only eat pretzels for an entire day. You won't have to twist my arm because challenge accepted.
Now, I'm a huge pretzel fan, and if it was up to me, I would shower in peanut butter filled pretzels. But one thing I didn't know was how difficult it is to actually make pretzels. So I decided to just give up and leave it to the pros. I started at this delicious pretzel pop-up in Culver City, and then I made my way to West Coast Pretzels, where I tried every pretzel on their menu. And now the only thing more salty than my stomach are the people who thought I couldn't do this challenge.
Only eat jiggly foods for an entire day. This has to be my strangest request yet, but as always, challenge accepted.
Now to begin this interesting day of eating, I decided to make myself the world's largest jiggly smoothie bowl for breakfast. For lunch, I kept the wiggles going with these adorable little rabbit bungee jellies. I wasn't quite sure what to have for dinner, and then I decided to treat myself to a big jiggly flan. I may not be able to twerk, but that's okay because after today, my stomach is jiggling.